How judges set bail in Wisconsin could soon be in your hands.
A constitutional amendment cleared one hurdle in the legislature today and could be on the ballot as soon as April. Political reporter Will Keneally breaks down what you need to know about that amendment. Will?
So judges have a little bit of a narrow discretion on how they can set bail in Wisconsin. So the cash part of bail in Wisconsin is to only ensure that defendants can show up to their next court date. But judges can add some other conditions. For example, like defendants can't possess guns or can't contact victims. And that's all to protect against what's in state statute as serious bodily harm and to protect against witness intimidation. But a constitutional amendment on the floor right now is seeking to expand that discretion.
I think it gives the judge those flexibilities, but
Under the proposed constitutional amendment, a judge would have more latitude when setting bail conditions.
I believe the changes that we've put forth here are specifically directed towards flexibility by the judge to consider other issues that might be pertinent to whether or not that person gets a high bail or low bail, or whether or not that person sits detained.
For instance, if a judge thinks that a defendant has a greater risk of committing a crime, they would be able to raise the bail amount for that defendant. Right now, the dollar amount of bail can only be set to ensure a defendant returns to court. Democrats, however, said the proposal does not address the real issue.
That seems like that to be the route, but otherwise to say, well, you can pay your way. This is making sure that people who are poor will not be able to be released.
We did look at some people that brought up eliminating cash bail, and that really was not a consideration. I wouldn't support that. I think we need to have that in place.
So the bill is working its way through the legislature right now. We could see a floor vote on it as early as next week. And that's all ahead of a January 24th deadline. That's by when the legislature has to pass this for it to be on this April's ballot. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
All right, Will, thank you. And we caught up with Governor Tony Evers as he met with small businesses in Watertown today. Here's what he had to say about bail reform.
I think there is a need for bail reform. I just frankly don't understand why we don't do it in a bill and get it done and get all the stakeholders involved. As it relates to taking more authority away from the governor, obviously I don't support that, and they've done that once already when I became governor.
The governor also said the violent nature of previous offenses should also be considered when determining bail reform.